The left is out of control with their cancel culture. I don't want to be talking about Dr. Seuss. I'd rather be talking about the future of the left-right paradigm in America. I'd rather be talking about strategy. I'd rather be talking about what's been going on in the past year or so and what we can learn from it. But I just don't always have the motivation between work and home life and various distractions and the length of time to devote to just sitting and writing a video. But then something popped up in the media to the point where it's inescapable, and I figured this would make a great second episode to Facts Are Irrelevant, which is something I've been meaning to continue for various reasons. And why? Because facts are indeed irrelevant. Recently, Dr. Seuss's company announced they will no longer be publishing 6 specific books due to clear racist connotations illustrated and depicted within them. And this includes If I Ran the Zoo, Scrambled Egg Super, and To Think I Saw It on Mulberry Street, The Cat's Quizzer, On Beyond Zebra, and McGilligot's Pool. So I've never heard of any of these. Like, just right off the bat, I think I've heard of If I Ran the Zoo, like maybe back when I was in school, but he also had a book called If I Ran the Circus, so that's probably what I'm thinking of, but either way, never heard of any of these. So Dr. Seuss has had a mixed history when it comes to representing different ethnicities in a fair manner. He used to make political comments in the 1940s during World War II, one which infamously portrayed Japanese Americans, of which who were put in internment camps during that time, in a very non-flattering light. You can see right here, got some Japanese Americans walking up, collecting TNT from a little hut here that says Honorable Fifth Column. If you don't know what Fifth Column is, I would look up the story behind that. And waiting for the signal from home, you can see at the top, basically meaning, because during that time, we were so scared of Japan that we basically rounded up a whole bunch of Japanese American citizens because we thought that they were they were going to fuck us up from the inside, basically. Other racist connotations in his books include this one. These are Africans depicted in Dr. Seuss's children's book, If I Ran the Zoo. You can clearly see why these particular books are no longer being published. You see right here, a Chinaman who eats with sticks. Clearly a racist depiction of a Chinese person, yellow skin, straw hat. You get it. There's also a bit of inconsistency because around the same time, this was released in 1942, I believe. What this country needs is a good mental insecticide. You see an Uncle Sam. I think this is I believe it's what's depicted as a German man, but I could be wrong. It could be more of a commentary on the American attitude at the time. Because you can see racial prejudice bug is being exterminated out of the head of the man. Gracious, was that in my head? So this is more depicted as like an anti-racial prejudice comic, in my opinion. Which, keep in mind, this was not very common at the time. Like, there was racial prejudice at the time, and just outright racism was pretty commonplace in 1930s, 1940s America. To deny so is to deny history. But aside from all this, Dr. Seuss is most well known for very popular books such as Cat in the Hat, Green Eggs and Ham, One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish, Horton Hears a Who, Oh, the Places You'll Go, The Grinch, and The Lorax. Remember the Cat in the Hat comes back? I knew that wasn't just a fever dream. So for some odd reason, countless people, mainly conservatives, seem to think Dr. Seuss was canceled by Democrats, and that it's the end of the fucking world as a result. Whether it be from the likes of Glenn Beck, Ted Cruz, who infamously read Green Eggs and Ham during a filibuster on getting people health care, Ben Shapiro, Kevin McCarthy, just name a conservative pundit or Republican politician, and I guarantee that they paid some lip service to the horror that is the cancellation of Dr. Seuss. And they just did this recently in reaction to Hasbro announcing that they're changing the Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head brand to just Potato Head, even though they'll still be selling Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head toys. And ladies and gentlemen, my gender nonconforming comrades, this is exactly what you get when you are raised on an ideology that has become intellectually bankrupt and is on the verge of total obsolescence. I'll show you what I mean, but you all see it too. You have to. All conservatives have nowadays is whining about Democrats and just completely vapid, pointless, meaningless culture war nonsense. That's it. So here's a meme that started making the rounds on Facebook, or at least a variant of this meme.
Imagine living in a nation where Cardi B's wet-ass pussy wins Song of the Year, yet the Cat in the Hat is deemed inappropriate content, and Disney slaps content warnings on The Muppet Show.
In this video, I'm not going to focus on the Muppets part. I don't know anything about that. I just want to focus on the Cat in the Hat part and the facts, obviously, because this is about Dr. Seuss. This is called Facts Are Irrelevant for a reason. So what Facebook did is they put a fact-checking warning on it, like they do with other posts that obviously are false, misinformation. And this particular one said, there's missing context, and here's why. You click on it, and it says, oh no, Cat in the Hat wasn't canceled. These particular books were just not being published anymore, and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, conservatives can't read. Conservatives don't actually click on anything. They just read memes that are fed to them on their timelines and just headlines from their right-wing news media pages and shit. They don't actually click on anything. So with that said, let's look at some reactions to the meme and the fact that there was a fact check put on it indicating that there was missing context.
Welcome to the new America, where boys want to be girls and girls want to be boys. The Muppets are offensive, and Dr. Seuss is racist.
He was.
And the President Biden is letting in all the illegals that want to come here. Isn't America great?
Yeah, I mean, it really is. I mean, the fact that we're really acknowledging racism in all forms, I think that's good. That's progress. We're making good steps addressing past mistakes and moving forward. Addressing this isn't a problem. And I don't see what Biden or illegal immigration has anything to do with this post, but it's Facebook. It's a fucking dumpster fire, so let's move on. Nice transphobia, by the way. I love that the fact checker is worried about it not being Cat in the Hat. I think that fact checkers are missing the point, but they want to make it appear it is not truthful. I think the fact checkers have an agenda. What point? Is the point that none of you know how to read and that you're all reactionary simpletons thinking that the world is out to get you? And yeah, fact checkers, they do have an agenda, and the agenda is to stop so many people like you from believing bullshit. What's wrong with that? Please tell me. Please tell me what is wrong with that.
Hey, Facebook fact checkers, go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, screw reality. Screw facts. Yeah, what happened to facts don't care about your feelings?
I said certified freak 7 days a week. Wet ass P-word. Make that pullout game weak.
Who awarded WAP Song of the Year? No one did. Although Anthony Fantana did make it number 2 on his song, his top singles of 2020. So I guess it's got to count for something, but it was never nominated for a Grammy or anything like that. Not Record of the Year, not Song of the Year.
You know, I went to Google and looked up the lyrics to the Song of the Year that won the Grammy.
The winners haven't even been announced yet. The ceremony isn't for another week or so. What are you talking about?
I was sick to my stomach reading the foul language and racist lyrics.
Oh, that's what made you sick. Oh, that's what made you sick to your stomach, huh?
The fact that Biden was interviewed by Cardi B, giving her credibility, says it all.
I really don't know what that has to do with anything. Like, she's progressive. She campaigned and advocated for Bernie. She wants health care. She wants education. So what? So what? And Biden's obviously not doing any of that, so what's the problem?
And people didn't like what President Trump was doing. Look at what's happening in this great country now. Somehow this crap has to stop. WTF.
What exactly was Trump doing? Like, was President Trump saying, like, hey, racism is okay? I mean, he kind of was. So, yeah, this comment is very telling. This fact check attached to this totally misses the point. What is the point? That you guys can't read? That you guys are allergic to facts? What?
Hey, fact checkers, what's up? You are infringing on my rights as a United States of America citizen. Check your own facts, not mine.
Ooh, now. Ooh. Now this shit right here, this is what scares me. Your own facts, not mine. That alternative facts. We live in a post-truth society, and these are the repercussions. This is what we're dealing with. Facts are not subjective, my dude. How is a private company ceasing the publication of 6 books that have racist imagery and depictions in them? How is that infringing upon your rights? And how is Facebook fact-checking a post that is clearly spreading information to a lot of people? How is that infringing upon your rights? Is it your right to be fed garbage, to be misinformed, to be ignorant? Oh my god. There were some reasonable people in the threads of nonsense. Stop saying you researched it so it must be true. You read or watched a video, most likely with little to no objectivity, that appeared on your algorithm manipulated feed, which jived with your implicit biases and served your confirmation bias. You then decided to call it proof. You know the issue with this is? Most of the reactionaries reacting the way that I just showed you, they're not even going to be able to read this. They're not even going to understand what this is saying. Like, how do you explain to people that they're dumb without saying that they're dumb? How do you explain to people that they're overreacting based out of fear and misunderstanding without, like, these people clearly have a limited vocabulary. So it's like, so there's so many comments saying, this is the end of America, we're screwed. No, America isn't screwed because of some stupid meme that you saw on Facebook. America is screwed because you don't read anything. America is screwed because you choose to react to something because of what other people say rather than look into it yourself and get all the facts first. Start from the facts, then form an opinion about it. That's why they're all acting like, oh, Dr. Seuss is canceled. All of Dr. Seuss is racist now. No, all those popular books I mentioned, you can still get them. They're still fine. They're still being published. So what do all these reactions tell you? It tells you, this is just coming from me, maybe you feel the same, that conservatives are purely just reactionary fools. They're completely detached from reality. They are no longer interested in actual politics. And most importantly, they can't even read. They don't read. They choose not to read. They are allergic to facts as a result. And we wonder why people like Donald Trump remain so popular. We wonder why the Republican Party is still relevant in today's day and age, because all Republicans do, instead of fighting against this wave of conspiracy theories and nonsense, misinformation, and total ignorance, many of whom are embracing it and weaponizing it as a tool against the opposition, is because this is allowed to continue. Like, what do you do in the case of these people? And what opposition, might you ask? What opposition are there to Republicans? Well, you name it. Whatever flavor of the day it is. The Democrats, socialism, Antifa, Black Lives Matter, Marxists, the left, the scary left, the left, cancel culture, you name it. They only exist to scare you into voting for them and into keeping them in power because that's all they care about. Facts are irrelevant. They will distort a story, they will twist data, they will spin the truth however they see fit in order to keep you in line and stand behind them at all costs. So that way, they get your votes and they get your money. And the money from their donors and all that. They don't care about making the world a better place. They don't care about the problems that society faces. They don't care about struggling workers or families or anything like that. They will only pay lip service to the needs of people but never act on it. similar to the Democrats, except when the Democrats are in power, at least they pretend effectively. They're able to do some half measures, whereas the Republicans either do nothing or take half-decent things away that were put in place by Democrats. See the Affordable Care Act, see the decline in unions, see consumer finance protections, see the endless attacks on Social Security and food stamps. They loathe the poor and impoverished. And the only real big thing that Trump and the Republicans did while he was in power was a giant tax bill that they passed using budget reconciliation, simple majority, which gave trillions in tax relief to the ultra-wealthy and very minor tax relief for the middle class, the working class, that expires 10 years after it was passed anyway. But that's the thing. In order to distract you from them buddying up with corporations, big banks, Wall Street, and billionaires, they will keep you outraged and distracted by meaningless culture war bullshit. It's nonsense that has little to do with policy and has absolutely no effect on you as an individual whatsoever. They exploit the insecurities of conservatives and the older generation and weaponize the bigotry that they have, because they know that there are prejudices that people internalize over time, especially the older population and especially conservatives. It's why cancel culture is such a prominent talking point right now. God, I think the whole point of this channel is going to end up being just simply fuck Republicans, abolish the GOP at all costs. I will make it my life's goal to see that this happens. I don't care. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't know how to show you that they don't care about you. Like, I don't know what it takes. Like, in order for there to be any progress in society, there can't be a Republican Party. Sure, the Democrats suck, but we should turn them into the right-wing party. We should make, because obviously there is an actual left that's energized, that's just begging for a voice, and the Democrats in it, clearly. And the Republicans are fucking worthless. They're all fascists. They all peddle conspiracy theories. They don't give a shit about their base. I don't know how else to put it, but if I keep on going on and on about this, like, I'm going to be going on all night. So I'm just going to end it off here. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. Check out my other videos, please. I work so hard on them. Hit the bell for notifications. Follow me on Twitter at StatelessPatriot. Is that everything? I don't fucking know. Drinking my seltzer. I'm a big seltzer like Kyle Kalinske. What can I say? Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Talk your S word, bite your lip, ask for a call while you ride that P word. You really ain't never gonna ask him for a thing. He already made his mind up before he came. Now get your boots and your coat for the sweat ass P word. Pay my tuition just to kiss me on this wet ass P. Right, so